Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metro TV. I'm your host, Andy Hoig, publisher and CEO of ALH Publications. We have a great show for you. We'll be talking to the Nebraska Humane Society. They have two events coming up in December, the Papillion Area Lions Club and also Project Harmony. So don't go away. We will be right back. Well, I am here with Gordon Krentz, Pam Weiss, and Daisy from the Nebraska Humane Society. So thank you all for joining me. You have some fun things coming up in December. So Pam, you're up.
We always have fun stuff coming up.
You always do. But
and we always, we like to bring fun stuff too. So we said visual aid, we got to have a dog. This is Daisy. She's a young husky and would love to meet people and go into their home. She is available for adoption. On Thursday, and I need to read this to make sure that I get it right.
Thursday, December 5th.
December 5th, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., we're having an event called Deck the Howls, and there are several shelters across the country that are partaking in this, and ours happens to be at our shelter on the Nebraska Humane Society campus. We're going to be inviting kiddos and their parents to come. Kids can wear their Christmas PJs if they want to and deck out. When they come, they'll be able to read to animals. They'll be able to decorate a cookie that our corroborating Girl Scout troop, who is co-hosting, is helping us make. And then there's going to be a visit from Santa, some other fun holiday stuff to get everybody in the animal mood for Christmas.
And I want to talk just briefly, reading to animals, because I just saw something like on Facebook on someplace in Maine or something that kids were like reading to dogs, and it really helped the dogs and it helped the kids. So do you sign up for that to do that, or do you just come in and just say, hey, I want to read a chapter out of a book or like a page out of a book?
So right now, our kennels aren't the most conducive for kids to read because we are in our renovated area. And so the kennels have a really solid bottom. So in order to be able to sit outside of them and read, which is a safety measure that we want to have happen, it's really difficult to do. We will be re-implementing that once we get into our new space and we've got a bit more room. It's real tight and it's kind of difficult, so it's kind of hard for the kiddos to do that. We do have a couple of events. We had one with cats where we had kids come and read to cats because the cat kennels are a little bit more easy to see through and that kind of thing. So we have had some of that. You can always come and read to a cat if you would like to. But doggos, you're probably going to want to wait till March when we get in our new digs.
All right, I'm going to come read to a cat.
Absolutely.
So Deck the Halls, December 5th, 5:30 to 7:30. But then we have more of an adult activity event called Winter Wine Festival. Gordon, you're up.
I am up, and I'm with Daisy. However, she won't be there. The Winter Wine Festival held at Fleming's out at Regency. And we have partnered with them for a number of years, Josh Orsini out there. And they are very, very kind to do this for us. And the tickets are $50, but the event goes from 1 to 4. So when it starts at 1 o'clock, he has, I don't know, probably 20 or 30, possibly more types of wine, and you can taste all the wines in there. He prepares some wonderful appetizers, and then we work with our friends Forever Guild, and they have a silent auction going. It's a small one, maybe 10 or 12 items, but I'll tell you, it is becoming more and more popular every year. And this year, it happens again on December 7th from 1 to 4 out at Fleming's.
Which is a Saturday.
Saturday, day drinking.
It's a perfect time to come out, and drink some wine, have some appetizers at Fleming's.
Meet new friends.
Yeah.
Support the shelter. We won't have any dogs there, but that's okay.
But but it really is about supporting the shelter.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Let's talk about kind of what's going on and how people can support you. I mean, obviously support you all year round, but are there, people around the holiday season, what do you need? What do you want? What can they give you? How can they support you?
So obviously, monetary donations are always very welcome for the shelter because we do have a very large number of programs that we need to be able to provide for the animals, and we have to buy medications and we have to be able to provide supplies for them. So monetary is number one. But number two, we do have a wish list. We just put it out on Amazon and told people, hey, we're out of soft treats. Soft treats are great. We love to be able to treat dogs with soft treats because then they do things like this and stay very nice. And so we utilize soft treats. We utilize dangly toys for the cats. And then they get kind of ragged and we need to get new ones. So we can use puzzle feeders for the dogs. If you really want to do something for the animals that the animals are going to enjoy, we can use puzzle feeders, soft treats, dangly toys for cats. We can also use Kong treats, anything that a dog might enjoy so that he can have a little bit of fun in his kennel while he's waiting for his forever home. So that's one way that you can help. On our website, we've got some interesting things that you can do. We utilize tag. We're on tag, so if you Together a Greater Good, if you utilize that, you can benefit us. You can put us as your beneficiary for Amazon Smile if you want to do that. On our site also, there's a way that you can donate a Kuranda bed, which are those really strong beds that we utilize that are really nice and get the dogs up off the floor. So we have a lot of different ways that you can buy things specifically for the animals if you want to, or if you want to help in a general way, just supporting the shelter with all of the things that we do, you can donate money.
So what's happening in 2020? There's like some big things happening in 2020, right? Or when's the new cat place?
Our renovation will be finished, in theory, at the end of March, which is amazing. The whole renovation was geared to make it better for the cats while they're in our care. And so from what we've seen so far, it will be outstanding for the cats that will be there.
And as you know, I know both of you, I have 3 rescue kitties. That I love to pieces. You're welcome. That I love to pieces. They all came into my life at different times. So sometimes you think that cats don't get along, cats don't get along, or I don't know. But they all came in like at 1 or 2 years apart from each other, and they were just so kitties. I just love them to pieces. So again, I'm excited for the cat compound or whatever it's.
And we'll have an area specifically for treats. For critters, for birds. So in the past, in the building prior to this, they were out in the lobby and it was not a room dedicated to those types of animals. But we're very lucky in this renovation that there will be rooms dedicated to these types of animals, and people look for these kind of things. So we're going to take care of them even better than we were before.
I'm so excited for that. So coming up March.
March and we're on schedule, so we're hoping end of March we should.
And then Black Tie and Tails.
I know. I was just going to say that this last year, a few months ago, was Dining with Dogs, but this is Black Tie and Tails year.
That's right. Saturday, April 25th, downtown Marriott. Be there. Very fun.
I'm excited for that. And one last question, because we have just like a minute or two.
Nice.
This year, and Daisy is so awesome. This year we kind of saw a bunch of stuff with the flooding and how people kind of came out and helped the Nebraska Humane Society, or just the animals that were impacted. How is that going? And are you seeing, obviously you need things year round. It's not just during a flood, or it's not during the holidays. You're needing things year round. So people can, like we said, can contribute to dangly toys and things for cats and dogs, and also monetary donations.
Absolutely. And we got a lot of supplies in for flood victims when we were asking for them, and there were specific supplies that we were looking for. And we always have specific supplies on our wish list and or items that you can always donate. So if you've got some old towels lying around that you're not using anymore, if you've got those types of things that are really of no cost to you, but it makes you feel good to donate them, we're happy to accept those because we certainly can use them. And then we have some other ways that you can donate too. If you have the means and you want to help us out with the program, or you want to make a donation that maybe does something really true to your heart, we can do that too. And you can contact the donation department and the development department to make sure that your gift is given in a way that you want it to be and goes to what you want it to.
And lastly, when you're wanting to adopt a pet, you have a great system of matching the person with the pet, and you kind of go through that. You have a meet and greet, and really kind of knowing the temperament, or if the pet likes other animals or children. You guys just do such a great job of making sure that forever homes are truly forever homes.
It's not perfect, but we do a darn good job. We have a really good meaning low return rate for people that, and what we do now too with some of our more difficult to place dogs or dogs that might be exhibiting a behavior in the shelter and we're like, we will let you test drive that dog. You can take that dog home and test drive it for a week or so to make sure that it's melding with your dog, or whatever you need to have happen happens. And those a lot of times are those dogs that we might have been working with on an issue, or not an issue, but a behavior, something that isn't working for him. And so getting them out of the shelter oftentimes clears up a lot of that, just getting them into a home. But then we'll let you test drive them too. So we try to make sure that if there's a way that we can get a dog or a cat or a guinea pig or a potbelly pig into your home, we do it, and we do it in a way that makes sure that you're going to be happy, and we set everybody up for success.
All right. Website people can go to?
www.nehumanesociety.org.
And to find out about these 2 great events coming up, and then also to find out about
you can look at all the animals we have for adoption.
Yeah. So thank you, Pam. Thank you, Gordon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And we will be right back. Well, hello, I'm here with Harlan Metchke, Papillions Area Lions Club. Harlan, thank you so much for joining me today.
It's a pleasure. Glad to be here, Andy.
Yeah, so I want to learn about your organization, and so let's just start with that. I mean, when did it start? You guys have been around for a while, correct?
Started in 1976 with about 28 charter members.
Okay.
Today we have just a little over 150 members.
Wow.
We do 20 major projects in the area, and some of those projects are one of the ones we started just recently is Kids Site, where we actually go into the Papillion La Vista community schools and the Catholic schools in the area, and we screen about 6,000 kids a year.
Wow.
We'll screen K through 4 in each elementary, and then the 7th grade and the 10th grade each year. And the screening, we do it with our members kind of man 3 different cameras. The cameras, the kids look at them, and in a few seconds we get a reading. It takes a picture, and it'll give them prescription and all kinds of information about their eyes. We'll identify about 10%, about 600 of those kids that really need to have an eye exam.
And why was that important? I mean, obviously, you felt there was a need to do
Well,
that.
it's something the schools have tried to do with their school nurses.
Okay.
But a big task. I don't know that they can screen all of those kids each year, and so this does help the school nurses out considerably because the information's automatically put into their database.
Yeah.
The gentleman that does this project for us, John Willows, was the school district's tech person at one time.
Okay.
He's our club secretary, does a lot.
Yeah.
And he's the one that organizes it. We have about 45 members that'll man those cameras at the different schools. So.
Wow. So at what point did you come into the organization?
I came in 2010,
Okay.
2011.
Okay.
I was
And why?
Well, I came in because it's the big group at Papillion that does a lot of activities, and everybody's in it. Many retired people are in it, and now we're getting a lot of young members. So it does a lot for the community.
And so talk about the membership piece of it. And, becoming a member, how does that, do you just sign up or?
No, usually you have somebody that is a member sponsor you.
Okay.
And they get you involved, they get you started. And I will say the group has got a lot of retired members. Recently, we did a big effort to get younger members. 2 years ago, we did a 40 for 40 and got 40 new members in that year.
Wow.
So a nice effort
Yeah.
to keep our club going because we know we're all getting older. So the nice thing about the retired members is they're available during the day to do a lot of these projects.
Right.
So.
And one of the reasons, I mean, I will say that you're sitting here with me having this interview is that almost a year ago, you know, Metro Magazine has this event and people vote for their favorite charity event. And it's just a fun way to recognize nonprofits. But Hops for Harmony, which won the big prize, won the most votes in conjunction with Project Harmony. That's your event that you're putting on, and the funds went back to Project Harmony.
It's one of our bigger events of the year. It's done out at Werner Park.
Yeah.
This last year we had about 900 people out there, 35 beer vendors and 11 food vendors, and it was a 3-hour fun fest.
Right.
It was really an enjoyable time. And we get about, 45 of our members, that event we get about 80 of our members to help work it out there.
Right.
So.
And why Project Harmony? I mean, obviously that was the charity of choice that you...
That's a charity that the club has been funding with this type of an event for about 15 years now. Earlier on it was at the German American Club, but we kind of outgrew that.
Yes.
And so being out at Werner really is a nice event, a nice venue. So.
Yeah. So annual spaghetti dinner, talk about that a little bit more.
Okay. We're going to be in our 31st year this next January. We hold that.
Coming up.
Coming up. We hold that. It's always the weekend before Super Bowl. We do it between the playoffs and Super Bowl. We do it at Papua Vista High School in the kitchen and their dining cafeteria. That event, we get probably 80 people involved with it. We get the school cook that kind of coordinates the kitchen and the food. We've got a group that works the dining hall. We do get our Leos. Leos clubs at our high schools are kind of like junior Lions.
Okay.
And we sponsor them. We get about 30 of them helping us also. We have the 5 high school, the 2 high school and 3 middle school jazz bands perform during the event. And then our community pack band puts on a concert in the auditorium right after the event.
So it's like a big celebration.
It's a big celebration, and this last year we fed 900 people. So.
Yeah. And the 900 people that you feed, I mean, is it a fundraiser or
It is a community event. It
Right.
is one of our fundraisers. But we feed, I mean, our cost of the meal is $8.
Sure.
For kids, it's $4, and
Yeah.
5 and under are free. So that makes it a big community event, and it's gone on forever. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of community involvement. We do have one part of the club, one person that kind of coordinates getting other service groups to have tables and explain what they do as people are in the high school.
So Harlan, talk to me just briefly about the Stepping Up for Vets Walk. This was the first annual that you had it back in October.
Had it in October. We had about 200 participants in it. They signed up. We had a program there. We had our local pack band there. We had Congressman Bacon and our mayor, David Black, speak at the event. It's an event that netted about $6,000 for the vets in our area. And the plan is to have it again next year, October 3rd.
Okay. I'm excited about that. I'm going to put that on my calendar because I love doing those walks and runs and supporting organizations like yours. So just lastly, how can people learn more about the Papillion Lions Club?
Well, they can go to the internet and just put in Papillion Area Lions Club, and you'll see all kinds of stuff that you can click on.
Yeah.
And find out all about us, find out about our history, our events, our activities. I think you can even get an application to join.
Yeah.
So.
Well, wonderful. And again, we actually have a really great story about the Papillions Lions Club and Project Harmony in our October issue. So encourage people to go check that out. But thank you for coming on the show and learning more about what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us. This
Yeah.
is a nice way of getting our word out.
You're welcome. Just such important work. So thank you, Harlan, and we will be right back. So I'm here with Deb Anderson, Deputy Director, Project Harmony Child Advocacy Center. Deb, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Project Harmony, what an important organization that makes such an impact for so many families and also children in the community. So let's just talk a little bit about Project Harmony and who they are and what the mission is.
Project Harmony is a child advocacy center. We're one of 7 in Nebraska, and really now in the movement across the nation, there's over 850 centers like ours.
Wow.
Our goal is to collaborate with other professionals to make sure that child abuse investigations are coordinated well and that everybody involved, law enforcement, child protective services, medical professionals, mental health therapists, all come together and work collaboratively to serve children and families.
So how long has Project Harmony been around? Is it 20 years?
A little over 1996, so it's 23 years.
23 years, okay. Yeah, and why is Project Harmony needed? I mean, let's just dive a little bit more into that piece.
Well, before there was a Project Harmony, when you think about the number of different people that children are involved with, if they have been abused or neglected, typically they would tell a teacher, and you would have a lot of different people in the school system that would be interviewing the child about what happened to them. So a teacher, a counselor, a school social worker, a principal, and then they would call a police officer who would then do an interview as well. And then they would take them to the hospital, the child would be interviewed again, and this would go throughout the entire process that it wouldn't be unusual for a child to be interviewed 10, 12, 15 times.
That's traumatic in itself.
Very traumatic. And as you can imagine, the child's story, when they're being asked to tell the same story over and over again, it can change.
Yeah.
So it became difficult to prosecute those cases because the inconsistency in a story. So the purpose of Project Harmony is to bring all of those people together in one place. It's sort of a one-stop shop for child abuse and neglect, and the child now tells their story to one person, and the professionals that need to hear it are all in the same room hearing it.
So explain, some of the services, because that's like one piece of it.
Yes.
There's a lot of legs to this.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit.
All right. Project Harmony has changed over the years. Several years ago, we made a decision, our board made a decision with our leadership that we wanted to prevent child abuse, not just react to it after it happened.
Yeah.
So we've gotten big into prevention, and we have a program now that is it's called Connections. It's a school mental health program where school districts refer children to us who have not been abused or neglected but may have some mental health concerns, and we then match them with therapists in the community. And now we're serving about 1,800 children a year in that program.
Wow.
It's had a tremendous impact, and we continually see more need where schools reach out and say, please come into our district and help us. So we're doing that program. We're also doing a program for missing youth. So children that would run away or go missing, the police would pick them up, take them back home, they'd run away again. We realized that those children also needed help and their families needed help. So we're trying to prevent those children from going into the system by finding out what their services are needed. And then we have a program for young infants up to age 5. These are kids who are involved in the child welfare system, but we're trying to get them services as soon as possible to keep them out of that system ultimately. So we're really moving more into a prevention focus than we've ever done before.
Which is really important because I often ask nonprofits if you see, is the need expanding, which I feel like, the more population you have to a community and just, what happens in a community. Is it the need, or is there that you're actually seeing the need? Because there might have been a need 20, 30 years ago, but nobody was talking about it. So maybe it's a little bit of both.
It's a little bit of both. And we also have a training department that goes out and trains about child abuse and neglect all over the community, actually all over the country. And so as awareness is raised, we're seeing people more willing to call and make reports of abuse and neglect, where 20, 30 years ago, there was more of a taboo around that.
Yep, absolutely. So who are some of your community partners that you work with?
We work with 5 school districts.
Okay.
So Omaha Public, Millard Public, Bellevue, Papillion, did I say that one already?
You may have, but yeah.
Ralston, so school districts. And then we also work with the police departments in Douglas and Sarpy counties, both the city ones and the sheriff's departments. We work with them as well in Southwest Iowa, because we serve Southwest Iowa. We work with the Department of Health and Human Services in Nebraska and Iowa. Those are key partners of ours. And then in the Connections program, we have over 80, close to 90 mental health providers in the community that we work with.
All right. Such important work. So how can people support you? Where can they go to find out more information?
Our website is www.projectharmony.com, where you can find out everything you need to know about what we do and how you can help. And some of the ways people can help are to attend our events. We have several events a year. Like us on social media. We are on all the different sites. We have our annual fund drive going on right now, so we are encouraging people to contribute, because we are a nonprofit raising funds to keep our doors open. And then we also have something called the Be Someone campaign, where we're saying anybody can be someone in the life of a child, and all it takes is 10 seconds to make that call if you think a child is being abused or neglected. So we're asking people to make a pledge to be someone in the life of a child, and then you get a little pin and you can say, I've helped a child.
Yeah. Deb, thank you so much for coming on the show. And again, Project Harmony doing such amazing work and helping so many.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And we will be right back. So thank you everyone for joining me. I'm going to encourage you to vote now. Vote for your favorite charity event. Go to spiritofomaha.com. And also we're still taking nominations for Best Executive Director, Volunteer of the Year, and Business of the Year. So again, spiritofomaha.com, and we will see you back here next week.